Hello. I'm representing Nordea Digital Design. Nice to meet you all. So just a forewarning, I'm not here to say that we all have the answers for you guys. I'm going to share with you our current journey, the problems that we have identified, and how collectively we can try and solve our problems in which the outcome will eventually be reflected in what we output. And hopefully some of you guys who aren't customers to Nordea will become customers for Nordea. So these are some of the current products that Nordea offers to its customers. Nordea has an immense amount of products and product segments that it caters to. We know we currently don't provide our customers with a coherent experience across our products. If you zoom out and take a bird's eye view of Nordea's products, you'll see there's a lot of fragmentation. And with the micro level details of visual consistency and having a set of UX patterns that can be seen across our products, nope, we don't quite have that. For example, the journey a Nordea customer makes from walking into a bank branch to using the mobile net bank isn't consistent. Digital transformation. A lot of companies are going through it. The competitive market means that Nordea has to up its game with its digital services. It was, though, never a tech or design-led company. Like many of you know in the audience, you're used to working in that kind of company, possibly. That being said, within large entities, natural forming silos occur. Nordea has about 30,000 people working in 17 different countries, primarily in the Nordics. There's hundreds of different teams across the organization in numerous sites that are essentially working to the beat of their own drum. These naturally occurring silos, of course, leads to communication issues between teams and sites. So today you'll be hearing a lot of repetition of how important design systems are for organizations. We all seem to encounter similar problems, but with our case, our hypothesis is that when we can start telling our Nordea digital design story, come up with the same semantics, methods of communication so we all can understand each other, then we hopefully believe that having various design disciplines present throughout the journey of identifying a problem and solving that problem means that we can embark on our mission, which is to create experiences people love. Yep, love. That's a pretty damn bold statement coming from a bank. Usually you think of interacting with your bank as utilitarian. But if you think about it, when we can help our customers achieve financial stability, then they can enjoy the better things in life, like going on a holiday to some tropical island with yummy food, or buying their first home, or saving for their first child's future. And in order to make experiences people love, we need to really leverage design within the company. Make the various disciplines within Nordea understand that design thinking is a way of solving our problems and identifying new problems that might arise, not just surface value of making something look pretty. Design can be the change maker in our company culture. So in our digital banking organization, when it comes to the micro level of design systems, we established a Nordea Common Component Toolkit for designers and developers. It's not perfect, but it coincides with the new SAFe agile ways of working. So SAFe is an agile framework for those who don't know. We know that it can scale and can help the company reach its goal of customer is first. Right now, in our organization of digital banking, there are over 600 people in Oulu, Helsinki, Stockholm, and Copenhagen that are in unison planning right now. And I don't know if you've ever seen 600 people in one place. That's a big deal. That's crazy. It's beautiful, actually. So to achieve our mission, our vision, we have to practice what we preach. So we embark on the journey to create Nordea's digital design language site with futurists. As many of the different teams are busy doing their own, work, all design disciplines and processes were used in the creation of this site. Now off to my homie Kai.
Thank you. Okay, so at this point, Futurize enters the scene, and we were set up to set up a team to research, ideate, and build the design language and the system. So Nordea had already researched the why and what. They had a clear need for this, but we also needed to ask, how are we going to build this? And we also needed to practice what we preach, meaning that we were building a language and a UI on top of it. So we were making an example of this project for the organization. We had this kind of classic chicken or egg problem while creating the design guidelines and the UI. Another good, lovable challenge was the timing of this project. How to build a design system as catalyst to organization transformation. That's a pretty big order, quite ambitious. In order to that to happen, we really needed to set an example and sort of do the things we're going to be communicating in the language. So we created this rule: the design system has to follow its own guidelines, especially during the project phase. How we're coming up with the design system, and to achieve that again. So the impact of this design system really needed to be felt in this organization. That became clear to us early on. So during research phases, we reached out to as many stakeholders as possible with surveys, interviews, tests, etc. Service design toolkit was used a lot. Many of the stakeholders were, of course, designers and developers, but we reached out to managers and product owners as well. And the further along we got and the more data we got, the more we understood that the language had to communicate to more than just designers and developers. And here we are workshopping with the stakeholders, which we did in several design sites across Nordea campuses. You can see the enthusiasm there. Yes? No? Maybe the lighting is bad, but it was there, believe me. After the research phase, we started to work on the content and the UI parallel, and to solve the chicken or egg problem, we were forced to work in small iterations and carefully test everything, and decide whether an idea or feature was a go or a no-go, and then even backtrack from an already implemented feature, just to be transparent to the guidelines we were setting. I know it sounds like, hey man, that's how you're supposed to do it, but it was a good reminder that working in small iterations is really effective in producing this type of, shall I say, cultural changing design system. Or at least that was our ambition at that point. One of outcomes of service design and UX design is creating user personas. It wasn't a huge discovery that the heavy users would be designers and developers. And when the personas were discovered, in order for this design system to be a catalyst of organizational transformation, we really needed to communicate more than just designers and developers, especially with Nordea, or in Nordea. And one important role was the discovery of the business persona. We found it very important in Nordea, in order to streamline the design and development processes, we needed to make an impact here as well. That was also a crucial finding for starting the embedding of design into Nordea's DNA. To get to this is actually from the UI, this bottom view here. When you come to the site, we simply ask you who you are. And when you say who you are, the content is prioritized and becomes more approachable, and you can get more quickly to the beef that you're looking for within your role. And yes, this was something we tested a lot, and we've had lots of encouraging research on this, and quickly found that this should be embedded at the heart of this design system. The structure of the design system is pretty simple. It's about the story, the why, the inspiration, the how, and the assets, the what. The structure with the role together creates a simple yet adaptive environment. And to tell more about the story, what it does is it introduces Nordea digital design system and explains why it exists. It communicates why Nordea applies design thinking, design drivers, design principles, etc. in its digital projects and products. The role of the reader determines how the content is introduced. So the tone of voice speaks to them directly. And then the inspiration section is about, well, inspiration, basically. It's a set of articles that communicate about the Nordea way to use visual assets and UX patterns. While the assets are something concrete, the inspiration section is meant to rewire your brain. These articles are also cross-referenced in the assets page. So, for example, if you're about to load Nordea fonts, you're also informed about the inspiration articles considering font usage. So now that you're getting the fonts, here's some ideas on how to use them. We also found that it was important to get the community activated. So we added some call to activate buttons into the design system. So for each page on story, inspiration, and assets, we encourage to ask questions or give feedback. The purpose of this is to make, of course, the community more engaged to this and to promote self-governance among them. So it wouldn't be just another site in a vast sea of sites. So it would actually start to live on its own and would be further developed by the community. After all, it's their tool, and they should be also contributing to it. So the three challenges, or the broader challenges we had starting to embed design into the Nordea's DNA and design system as a catalyst in organization transformation and practicing what we preach. Those three challenges, we can honestly say we love them. They were pretty juicy, pretty big, ambitious, but I think we like them so much that
we're masochistic.
Yeah, we're masochistic in that way.
Thanks, Kai. Yeah. So, as Kai said, we practice what we preach. We involve design throughout the whole process of creating this MVP site. We'd like to make it open to the rest of the world at the moment, but we're going through a little bit of hoops. But we believe that there are talented individuals with a lot of ideas where we can use this site as an outlet to really let the world know how we think and also try to inspire other people and to let others know about what Nordea digital design is. So in short, Nordea's digital design language site is more than just a place where people can learn or use our design systems. We want to establish it as a design community, spanning across the entire company, where we can give other people constant feedback and have open collaboration, which is pretty much a true Nordic trait. We believe this can essentially change the culture internally and, again, will be reflected in our future products. So stay tuned, peeps. It's going to be an awesome challenge and a journey for us.
All right.
Thank you.
Super. Thank you.